Hi, I'm Mike Dubose, and I graduated from University of South Carolina College of Social Work 45 years ago. It took me 5 years to get just to the graduation. And I think about the first office I had. First job I had was at the Department of Public Welfare. And they said they were painting my office, and I was so excited. And I got down, it was a jail cell. And what I learned over time is that having a degree in psychology is limited. And when I just happened to see a brochure advertising Master of Social Work, I thought about, what's that? And it took me 5 years to graduate, but it opened so many doors for me that would not have been available with just that degree in psychology. What I want to share with you a little bit about what I've learned, and I wish I could go back to that arrogant Mike Dubose in 1979 when he graduated, who knew all the answers. What would I share with that person? And I hope this will help you. I've worked for 5 state agencies, 2 governors, ran a lot of political campaigns, ran a nonprofit, and also had 4 businesses the last 30 years. Not bragging, but over the last 20 years, I've read over 100 books on how to be a better person and also a better leader. And also, I've made every mistake imaginable during that time and failed miserably, more than I succeeded. I wish that I wanted to be a happy and successful person in life. So let me humbly share some of maybe the lessons in life that I wish I had known back then. One is engage with individuals who are smart, talented, and experienced with an open mind while you're working with them, and learn from them and ask them to mentor you and share their knowledge. Surround yourself with positive people. Look at what's going on right in your life and your job. You should always know the blessings in your life until you have them removed, like I was blind 20 years ago. Fortunately, I had some surgeries and I can see again, but until those blessings are removed, you just don't realize how many you have. It's very important to be humble. That takes a lot of challenging work when you think you have all the answers. But it's a mark of great individuals and leaders. Focus on teamwork. When you put 2 or 3 people in a room who have opposing ideas, and you discuss and listen to those ideas, and then come up with a compromise, you always get better results. When you're working on a project, never take all the credit, even if you did most of the work. Always share it. People love to be part of the limelight. Unfortunately, after graduation, I was always waving my flag and telling everybody what great things I'd been doing. In fact, one supervisor told me I was making everybody look bad, and I need to kind of cut back on what I was doing, which was a surprise. Focus on excellence, doing fewer things really well versus doing many things fairly well. Learn to gently say no to avoid taking on too much work. Practice being organized and completing one task at a time. I'm always a multitasker. I'll have 10 things going on at one time. And a lot of times it just takes longer to accomplish those tasks than taking one chapter at a time when you read a book. If you're a leader, hire carefully and place applicants in the right positions. And then form united teams who fit your culture. Embrace mistakes and failures. They're great teachers. Grow from their wisdom. A lot of us get hung up when we make bad decisions or mistakes and failures, and we just stay concentrated on that. Helen Keller once said, we're so focused on the closed door, we forget to look at the door that's opening before us. Use your past, regardless of how painful it was, and your learning experiences, and turn them into learning experiences. Though I've experienced a lot of tragedies, like my house burning down when I was 12, and parents divorced, and I could go on and on, I look back in my life and thank God for all those things the way they happened. And I wouldn't change them, even though they were very painful, because it made me into the person I am today. Psychologist Erickson said we cannot move into the future without resolving our past. Don't get trapped in your past and allow it to guide your future. Forgive others who have wronged you and ask for forgiveness. from those who have offended you, or you have offended. It's tough, but it's a blessing to forget those past mistakes and allow others to release you. A big lesson in life, I think, too, is talk less and listen more. I was always thinking about what I was going to say when someone was talking. Being a good listener is a gift, and it takes practice. Develop high expectations, but avoid expecting unrealistic perfection in yourself and others, which can ruin lives. You can never be perfect. You can never be perfect. You can never be happy when you're trying to be a perfectionist. Balance your life so there's time for you, your job, friends, and family. I was so involved in my job, I worked 60 and 70 hours sometimes. There's nothing wrong being successful, but someone's going to get hurt along the way. Have fun. All my cars, I have classic cars. I have fun on the license plates. Have some ongoing things that you look forward to and enjoy life. And the old saying, stop and smell the roses versus working yourself to death. Learn how to relax and not let your job consume you, which is very easy, especially when you're starting out. Make continual improvement as a goal. Read self-improvement books. My favorite is Good to Great by Jim Collins. And the other 100 books that I've read are listed on my nonprofit website, MikeDubose.com. And I encourage you to go to that website, not from my ego standpoint, but I've put everything I've learned over the last 75 years into over 100 published articles, which are sitting there. And all my books are free as well. Don't live others' expectations, but develop your own with a strategic plan. Know where you're going and how to get there. The famous Yogi Berra, the baseball player, said, if you don't know where you're going, you might not get there. Follow your passions, even if it means making less money. Love what you do and it won't be a job. Reduce stress. Today's society, we have so much stressors going on. Identify what creates conflict in your life, no matter how small, because all the small things add up. And create or eliminate them. It takes time, but it can be done. Stop expecting others to act and think like you do. That was a big problem with me. Is I felt like everybody should be in my sandbox and think along the same way. But you never learn unless you're listening to others. Embrace differences and seek compromise and solutions. My way or the highway is not a healthy lifestyle. Be content with what you have, and don't worship money, power, and your ego like I did. It took 20 years to get this old guy mellowed out, but it's worth the work. Live within your means and strive to be debt-free. It's a wonderful feeling. It takes a little bit of effort along the way to save money, because when you blink your eye, you're going from youth and suddenly you're 75 years old like me. Have a purpose. Our family and companies is create opportunities to improve lives. We generate over $800 million for school districts and nonprofits. And so we were helping people and making money at the same time, which was wonderful. Avoid watching the media. It will poison your thoughts. It'll drive up your blood pressure and create stress in your life. The world is chaotic right now, unpredictable turmoil going on. Don't talk about politics. The Wall Street Journal reported that cockroaches are more popular than politicians. If you're spiritual, pray. If God created the universe, He can help you. And give. For the last 20 years, we have donated scholarships to more than 50 students at the College of Social Work who have traveled through our organizations. We've set up an annual scholarship through the College of Social Work, and I encourage you as well to form a group to pool your monies together. You may only give $500 a year, but if you can get 10 of you to put $500, that's $5,000 that can help 2 students who need it. Our contributions will continue after my death through my wills and trust. We want to plant seeds to help others after we're gone, and so can you. My closing comments is that life is a short journey. One day you're in your youth, and in the blink you're 75 years old, like me. As a famous philosopher said, that all of you know, Forrest Gump once said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. When the end comes, and that could be tomorrow, you want everyone to celebrate your life and think about the good things you did, not the success and wealth that you amassed. You want people to say he or she was a humble, caring, generous, and loving person who thought about others more than themselves. That's the wealth that you want to build on this earth. Leaving behind seeds in everyone's hearts as you pass on to the next life that will blossom into the lives to come. Remember, life begins when you do. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. Start the new life that you thought were unimaginable, no matter your age. I started my new life at 56 years old, almost 20 years ago. Over the last 20 years, I've published those articles and encourage you to visit my nonprofit website. Again, thank you for this award. I'm not worthy of it, but we'll accept it for all those people who are serving and helping others. And especially I want to thank all my employees and my family who got me to this place. Without them, I couldn't have made it.